Hello everybody, just wanted to let you know what's been going on with me. Me and Tori and the kids got back from our camp in Northern Ontario's Algoma region, and we were there for 8 days in all kinds of conditions. Managed to get into some fish and got out there by snowmobile, did all kinds of adventures, snowshoeing and whatnot. So not this Thursday, but the following Thursday, I'm going to put out a video that blends all those 8 days together. So it should be like probably an hour-long video. I think it's going to be awesome. And before that, this Thursday, I have a really exciting video to share. And it basically goes back to when Wesley was a baby and we had our dog Buck, and just includes all of my family trips over the last 6 years. So winter stuff, Yukon, camping, canoe trips on the Stikine, the Teslin, winter camping stuff with both kids, winter camping stuff with Wesley, adventures with Buck, going to get north, and just like all kinds of cool stuff there. And basically, follows our trips from Alaska and the Yukon all the way to Newfoundland and Labrador. And I don't know how many days it shows in the bush, but like hundreds of days of bush time I've spent with the family, often in remote areas. So I'm super excited to share that, because there's basically just a storyline that blends it all together. So I hope everybody enjoys that. But I've been running a lot of the family content on my channel too, from the Yukon and then from trips I've done now. But I'm going to be heading out on a massive expedition, which I'm leaving on this week, and I am driving up to Moosonee, Ontario with my buddy Buck Miller. Buck is a pretty legendary dude. He was a professional cyclist. He does a lot of expeditions, fat biking in the winter, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, all kinds of stuff. He recently did one where he rode his bike on a special contraption he made along the rail lines in Northern Ontario, which got a lot of publicity. He's a pretty impressive dude. So we are going to take, hopefully, the Polar Bear Express up to Moosonee, and we're going to head north past Attawapiskat, where we'll refuel. There's a chance we're going to get into some massive pike. We're going to be doing some brook trout fishing through the ice, and we are going to continue on to find the remains of an old Hudson Bay Company trading post that is apparently still standing. Then from there, we're going to go north to where there's a dew line site. So an old Cold War base that was built when the Americans were worried about Russian missiles coming over the pole. And in that area, we will be at the most southerly point of Arctic tundra in North America, potentially in the world. I might have to check up on that. And that will be in Polar Bear Park. So there will be polar bears, there will be Arctic tundra, there's a chance there'll be caribou, moose, tons of wildlife, potentially some birds might be showing up around now, but the rivers are still going to be frozen over. Even at this time of year, good chance that we'll be dealing with temperatures as low as, even potentially as low as -40, but -30. And I'm going to be taking my Skidoo Scandic and my Yukon Expedition sled, and it's going to be primarily a snowmobile supported trip. But it is absolutely beautiful out there. Hudson Bay, James Bay is really one of the it's kind of off a lot of people's radar as a really cool place. A lot of people do canoe trips to the bay. A lot of people live up there, and by a lot I mean not really a lot, but a solid population, primarily Indigenous, Northern Cree, live in the area, but it's not somewhere where there's any all-season road access. It's out there, and you could be in Alberta, you can be further north and have hay farms and deer than where there's seals and freaking polar bears in Ontario, because a lot of it has to do with the cooling effect from Hudson Bay. A lot of people, globally see Hudson Bay as part of the Arctic Ocean. Because of course it connects with the Arctic Ocean, and the wildlife that's there is the same as much that you would find in the Arctic Ocean. Some people think, well, it's just an inland sea. Some people think it's part of the North Atlantic, but internationally it's recognized as the Arctic Ocean. And so that comes with a lot of really cool stuff. So I'm really excited to share this adventure with everybody. But I have a lot of planning to do, and there's a bit of a scare that has come with a shoulder injury I got. Tori and I wasn't filming a video, but Tori and I, before the snowmobile trails got pretty rough around here. Now the trails, some of them follow part of, forced access roads and, just back roads essentially, that often when it starts to get warm at this time of year, the snow will melt off of them. And, you have to ride your snowmobile on like gravel or even asphalt in some cases, and that's really rough on the machines. They overheat, and this isn't for long stretches, but even a small stretch with a fan cooled 2-stroke, if you don't have snow to cool the machine, it overheats. So I was riding my Scandic along the road. It was in the morning, probably about 11 o'clock. I was riding on one side, and I just kind of ride up onto the bank every once in a while to kick some snow into my track. This is only like maybe a 300-meter stretch. Then we completely ran out of snow. The road was bare. We crossed to the other side where there's a bit more snow, but the bank was frozen on that side because the north side was getting the sun where the south side wasn't. And I tried to do the same thing, ride up a bit. It caught me off guard, going very slowly, fell off my machine, and bam, landed right directly hard on my shoulder. And I just got up, and I was considering not even telling Tori about it because she didn't see it. But I had to come clean because she would have been like, why can't you do any work around the house? Why are you in so much pain? So I went and got an x-ray. Nothing's broken. And essentially it's looking like it's probably just like a deep tissue injury, because the doctor was able to lift my hand up when I was completely limp using no muscles, and there was no pain, which usually means there's no ligament damage in my rotator cuff, and then when I engage my muscles it hurts. So that told the doctor that it's my muscles that are bruised essentially, and maybe a labrum bruising. Is that a thing in your rotator cuff on the inside of the socket, or I don't know? But yeah, it almost felt like it went in and out, which was pretty scary considering how physical I am for my work, considering this upcoming trip. And I almost had to bail. I told my buddy Buck, listen, this is what's up. Oh, by the way, we're also going to pick up one of Buck's friends in Attawapiskat, where we'll refuel and then head on this along the way. The ducks are back. Got some hooded mergansers here in a little open stretch where there's current. Anyways, yeah, so that's about it. Also, one more thing, super exciting. I probably should have led with this, but super exciting news. So anybody that sees my videos, you can see that my son Wesley has disabilities. Wesley has something called FOXG1 syndrome, which is a neurological disorder. It comes from a misspelling, in his case, of the FOXG1 gene. Well, there's recently been a breakthrough, and they're going into some clinical testing for gene therapy that could potentially create a cure or a partial cure. Yes, people, a partial cure or a cure, and they're going into some testing for Wesley. So they found a way to correct the misspelling in his DNA, and there's going to be some clinical testing. So this is literally incredible news what's happened here. And Tori and I, every year, Tori spearheads it, does something called Camp for a Cure on Instagram. I think it's Camp for a Cure _ on Instagram. And what we do is a bunch of people donate different things. We had trappers donate coyote pelts. We had artists donate paintings and wood carvings. We had different companies, retail stores, different brands donate all kinds of wicked outdoor gear. And then everybody bids on those things. And every last cent goes to the Fox G1 Research Foundation that is run by 2 scientists who, now I can look at the camera because I'm not driving anymore. Is it legal to even do this? I don't know. Like if I'm not looking at the camera at all, it probably is. Anyway, so yeah, so it's run by 2 scientists that have at least 1 child with Fox G1 syndrome. So yeah, jump over to Camp for a Cure and follow us on Instagram. Mine's at JB Adventure, Tori at Tori Goes Outside, and at Camp for Cure _ or it might be _ Camp for Cure. I should know this, but check it out and you might get some cool gear and donate if you want. But yeah, we want to try to do a big push, raise as much money as we can. You know, Tori and I aren't neuroscientists. We're not, you know, these kind of level of people, but we really feel good that what we can provide for Wesley through what we do know is an outdoor experience, which is particularly good for Wesley's development, getting him out into nature, as we've been told time and time again, and as we can see from the results. Wesley knows all his colors. He's been making pretty awesome leaps recently, using communication devices and everything like that. And so we're really excited that this might really help him. I don't know how many years out they are till it's done, but within a reasonable amount of time, there's going to be some help for Wesley. And the other thing Tori and I can do to help, because of all of you amazing people that enjoy watching our content and coming along on some of our adventures, we can partner with you all and help raise some money. So we're really excited about that. Anyways, yeah, stay tuned for a long documentary that tells our story about our family in the wilderness, starting from 6 years ago. You know, and then also stay tuned for 8 days up at our off-grid cabin. That's our remote camp in Algoma, Northern Ontario. Water access, super fun. And stay tuned for more on my big Hudson Bay expedition. More coming up after that too, but yeah, that's what you'll see next. So enjoy, everybody. Have a great day.